the activities of private security operators in combating crude oil theft in Nigeria is estimated to save Nigeria over $43.2 million daily. One of the private security contractors of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, Tantita, made the disclosure while speaking at the maiden edition of Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria MARAN annual lecture in Lagos.
MARAN annual maritime lecture with the theme Maritime Security, Emerging Threats and Actionable Steps. As the foremost industry beat association, the resurgence of security threats and its implication in the Gulf of Guinea in the first half of 2023 became an issue of concern to MARAN, and hence, not satisfied with just being an onlooker, also resolved to undertake an informed interrogation of the menace aimed at combating the scourge via an improved and a much more coherent collective will and focus.
The Executive Director, Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, Capt. Warredi Enisuoh, highlighted the crucial roles of private security operators, even as he noted that the dealers in crude oil theft have planted CCTV cameras in the creeks to monitor their illicit activities.
Tantita Security Services is a pipeline surveillance company that came most into limelight in just about the last 18 months maybe, but the company's been there for a while. And our job is to protect oil assets, maritime assets, both fixed and floating. That's our job. Our staff strength, a lot of people do think we're just a handful, but that's not true. We're quite big. And what we have is 8,957 direct workers employed with us. And then we have 38,221 community youths and 21,981 intelligence agents that we have. It is only ships that steal Nigeria's oil, but that's not correct. Even trucks, as you will see, steals oil, take to neighboring Cameroon, Niger Republic, Chad, and all of that. We have international via boats and trucks also. We're going to go into the various methods they carry this oil. Illegal extraction by breaching from underground. Little incisions into the major crude oil lines and pipe these things underground for kilometers way away from the area. You find canoes freighting oil along the river. You find women and children inside the bush providing other forms of services to the people. It's a separate economy on its own. This is condensate. What they do here is they go and saw the line. They saw the line, and then they tie cloth all over the line. The truck's in disguise. Very good. You see this truck? We got intelligence that they were doing something constructive in this yard. And as you know, they are doing something constructive, and there is no crime in doing something constructive. And what were they constructing? Good. Finally, they decided to go and loot, and they didn't know that we were there. This is the same truck.
Captain Warredi, who was also a former director of shipping development at the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NNPC, observed that having chased most of the perpetrators of crude oil theft away from the land areas, they have moved to creek to attack oil wellheads.
They now target mainly the wellheads inside the creeks. So you see that wellhead there? They will now connect hoses for miles into their storages. We have to go and decouple all these things they construct and remove them. So you can see that canoe is even almost fully filled and they're not bothered because they know that the oil will help the canoe to float. Connected it under a house foundation, and inside the house is where they fetch the oil. You wouldn't even know. Through cassava farms underneath the house, and then they're fetching the oil from inside the house and serving. This one is a truck. We saw the truck within an area we had mapped out that there is oil or there are oil losses. We were able to apprehend this truck to find out where it got its crude oil from. This is directly along the pipeline. What they have done, they had colluded and inserted a valve. So what the truck does is come straight to this location and then stay on top of it. See that valve? They now couple their hose and connect it into the tanker. And they know when the operator is pumping the oil, so there's a lot of pressure. So there's internal job between the two of them. The moment they saw us, or they saw the drone, came down, they started packing their things and start running. They're not stupid. Watch what they will do. They're not stupid people. They know where they are running to. Call the ones with guns to give them backup. You can see the gun in the hand of that guy. You can see it's not a small boy thing. You have to be very prepared for this people. They have CCTV mounted in the bush. Advance warning. So we recovered quite a lot of these CCTV cameras.
In his presentation, a former Director General of NIMASA, Barrister Temisan Omatseye, argued that since the end of the Secure Anchorage Area contract operated by the Ocean Marine Solutions Limited, OMSL, foreign vessels spent an average of $50,000 per security patrol in the country. He also suggested that the Deep Blue project's assets could be deployed to fill the missing role of the SAA.
War risk premium. War risk premium is a scam. It's a scam. What do I propose? I propose that the aim of this, I'll call it RZTC, is to create a patrolled transit corridor in key high-risk areas in the Nigerian EEZ. It will be a 110 nautical mile long corridor to support vessels moving in and out of Bonny, Lagos, and whatever. So, let me continue reading. The corridor will be permanently patrolled by 10 security vessels, providing a guaranteed response to an area of 50 nautical miles wide and 110 nautical miles long. Whatever is happening in Nigeria is happening at the terminals. That's my belief. Because I know my brothers in Niger Delta, there's a limit to how much they can steal from pipeline. What they can steal is from that terminal. How can somebody be stealing 300,000, 500,000 barrels of crude oil and you're telling me it's from pipeline? It's not possible. But the bottom line is that the issue of crude theft or all those things and insecurity, we should tell ourselves some truths as Nigerians. So therefore, many of these vessels that come in to lift these cargoes are under the radar vessels. So we need to bring those vessels to the radar. So they need to tell us they are coming to Nigeria, what they are coming to do, the cargo that they are coming to lift, and we know that. Another way we can solve this problem is Nigeria to change its trade terms from FOB selling of crude oil to CIF. Therefore, if we are carrying the crude on CIF, we know the crude we are carrying and we know the port we are taking it to. But this one that you bring a vessel in to do FOB and the guy can change his bill of lading 20 times, don't even know where the vessel will end up. We need to change that. There are some administrative enforcements that we can do in Nigeria that can add to the security of our waters. Let me begin to wind up.
There is no crude oil theft without terminal involvement. The ship that comes into Nigerian water still pays war freight insurance. Criminalities in Nigerian waters is still the same. Nigerian oil moves everywhere without interruption. These were the views from stakeholders at the just concluded MARAN annual lecture. Joy in Namna Seabed TV.